Alright, here we have another wave of Marvel Legends figures based on the shows featured on Disney+. This one's more heavy on the What If figures, featuring just 2 of them from the Loki series and 1 figure from WandaVision. But the Build-A-Figure is from Moon Knight, so they're covering 4 different shows with this wave. Now this is also, I believe, the second wave to feature the plastic-free packaging, the first being the Black Panther Wakanda Forever wave, and that decision by Hasbro has been controversial at best. While I do understand the need to go environmentally friendly, but this has created a whole other problem where people will open up these figures and replace them with something else and then return them to store for their full money back. And then someone else will come along and open up the figure and discover that they've gotten a carrot instead of Red Skull. Now, for one reason or another, this wave did not sell well and was actually heavily clearanced in several places. Now, whether that's because of the plastic-free packaging decision or the figures themselves, we're about to open them up and find out.
God! Asgard. Loki.
here we have the Khonshu Build-A-Figure wave. And as you can tell by my hair, the lighting, and what's on my shelves, if you pay attention to that, it's quite a bit of time since when I did the intro to this video. Actually 6 months later. It is now December. So I've had quite a bit of time to think about what I thought of these figures and why this wave kind of failed so badly. So, well, let's talk about it. I love the Marvel zombies, the comics, the episode's alright, so I'm happy to get 2 more zombies for the ranks. Jimmy Woo is kind of I mean, the character's not bad. He was fun in WandaVision, and he's, enjoyable enough in the Ant-Man movies, but nobody was really clamoring for this character to be made into an action figure, And we definitely didn't need another Red Skull. This one's only based on the appearance of the cartoon version in the Captain Carter episode of What If, so he's completely pointless and not really, he was barely in that episode either, so I don't know why they felt like the need. Well, I do know why, because they already had all these parts, so he was easy to do again. And then we have He Who Remains, the titular bad guy in the Marvel Disney Plus TV show Loki, which is, I think, hands down the best Disney Plus show. Classic Loki is also from that as well. I don't want to spoil anything regarding those 2 characters, but their appearances are great. I'm kind of glad we got them, and Classic Loki actually feels like he was the most bang for your buck, since you got alternate hands, an alternate head, and these magic effects. What didn't feel like it was bang for your buck, well, almost all these really, because there was a very limited selection of accessories to come with these. Red Skull only came with the Tesseract. He Who Remains only came with an apple. Jimmy Woo came with like an alternate hand. Iron Man came with alternate hands and the blast effects, which is like what all Iron Man figures come through. And then the Scarlet Witch only came with her, the magic effects that every single Scarlet Witch action figure comes with. And then Howard the Duck comes with this Ant-Man in a jar head, which is also, I'm pretty sure, a reused part for the Franklin and Valerie 2-pack. And I really wish we had just not gotten it, because one, they're not even from the same episode. Yeah, they're from the same show, but different episodes. But we got that instead of articulation for the lower half of Howard the Duck. And it really kind of affects his posability. Well, one, he can't pose anything on his lower half, but his center of balance is really off too as well. So if you do too much with his hands, he's falling over. And in fact, I had these set up for about a week, and when I came back, Howard the Duck was the only one that had fallen over. So I was excited when they announced Howard, and I remained hopefully optimistic when we saw how little articulation he was going to get. And then I opened them and saw, it was fairly disappointing. So he definitely did not feel like $25 worth. Most of these did not feel like they were worth $25. So that alone did not help this wave. I will say, as far as value goes, I think the sculpts are fairly well done. All the lifelike faces look really good. Khonshu, like I said, looks really good. The animated characters all actually look pretty good. So, sculpt-wise, I think they did a good job on this wave. Nothing terribly excited about, but also, nothing god-awful either. So, in that regards, it's fairly good. So, with a less exciting selection of characters, then, everybody probably bought this for Khonshu, which this is a pretty good Build-A-Figure. He's got sufficient height, I think, above all the characters. He's got lots of posability and movability with lots of articulation, and he's not too hindered by his robe. The sculpt is pretty great on the skull. He's got some decent tooling, amongst the rest of him. I feel like the paint's a little he could have been a little dirtier in a couple spots, other than, a couple of marks on his arms and his legs that he's got. But overall, it's a solid figure. And if you like the show, then it's pretty much your only reason to get this wave. Now, the other thing that hurt this wave, it was also the second windowless box wave right behind Black Panther. And that one also didn't do so hot either. That one stuck around in stores for a really long time, though, but it's already, popped up on several, secondhand sites, secondhand stores where everything gets, marked down super low. So you can get that wave and this wave. This wave is starting to even still show up in Ross. And I know, a lot of websites had this wave marked for, their Black Friday deals. So you can definitely, if you really want this wave or have been holding out to get it, now's probably the time to snag them because they're popping up at Ross, they're popping up at Ollie's. Amazon marks them down every so often, so it's like, if you really want this Build-A-Figure, now's probably the time to get it. So yeah, this wave had a lot going against it, and any excitement I might have had when I got this wave has kind of dissipated now that it's 6 months later. But I am happy I got a couple of these figures, and really hoping we get better versions later on. And in Red Skull's case, hopefully no more versions. We've gotten enough Red Skulls. Really, I just need a better Howard the Duck at some point. Please, just give me a Howard the Duck that can sit down, considering like all of his appearances in Guardians of the Galaxy has him seated. So, should you get the wave? Depends upon how much you like to build a figure. Depends upon how much you like these characters. Really comes down to your preference. Now, I had a completely different build set up for my next video back when I recorded this in March, but since it's December, that means one thing. It's time for another LEGO Winter Village set, and this time we have the Alpine Lodge, which is new to this year. I'm pretty excited for it. Looks like it's got some fun parts. I'm loving this little outhouse, and the lodge itself looks like an interesting build, so can't wait to get to it. Hopefully I get this video done in time for Christmas. Until then, stay safe, happy hunting.